What's happening, Ghoulies? Welcome to the Voina experience. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Today we are going to be starting a kind of a small little new series of videos here where we're going to take a look at the various Spirit Halloween themes that have been released over the last decades or so, as we continue to celebrate Spirit Halloween's 40th anniversary season, Ghoulies. So now Spirit hasn't been doing their in-store setup themes since the very beginning, so we haven't got 40 years of themes to look at. They started in 2006, but we do have several years of some themes and some interesting designs that have been released over those years. And they have all that information on the Spirit Wikia page, so I thought it'd be fun to kind of just, over the next couple of days or weeks, just kind of pick 3 or 4 of the themes from the years, look at them, talk about some of the noteworthy props or animatronics that they had for that season, and just kind of celebrate their themes leading up to the release of their theme for this season, which we're thinking is kind of going to be a cemetery theme, judging by the videos and the animatronics they've released lately. You know, we've been getting teases for Crypt Keeper and a lot of skeleton-looking zombie-type animatronics coming out, and with that teaser video they released a few weeks ago, it seems like they're heading in towards a cemetery type of setup, but we don't know. We'll have to see when they do that. So we thought it'd be fun, like I said, just to kind of look at some of the themes, talk about some of the setups, and just keep it simple, you know what I'm saying? So let's jump over to the Wikia site right now and take a look at the themes. All right, so we're on the site now, Ghoulies, and I'll include a link to the Wikia site in case you're just not familiar with it down in the description, but I'm sure that most of you already know about this website. Spirit Halloween Fandom Wikia page has got pretty much everything you want to know about Spirit Halloween. It's all very organized, very nice, where you got your animatronics, props, and down here we're going to go to themes, and let's explore. So it brings up the whole list of themes they've had. You got your year, and then here's the theme. You click on it, and it tells you everything you want to know. So we're just going to start right at the very beginning. Like I said, 2006 was the year that Spirit Halloween started releasing or started doing their theme setups in the store. And it looks like in 2006 they started with what's called the Haunted House Entrance Display. Says here that the Haunted House Entrance Display was a display featured in Spirit Halloween stores for the 2006 Halloween season. It resembled a haunted house-styled structure with multiple towers and was used to display various props and animatronics. And right here, right next to that description, you can already see there's a small picture of it here. As we can see from the picture, I'll go ahead and click on it. You can see here that it just resembles a very basic tower-looking design of a haunted house. Nothing real fancy, nothing like we get, nowadays, like, with the big boats and the elaborate laboratories and animated videos and stuff. But this was just their very first design way back in 2006. So some of the animatronics that they had here were Chester, the Chest Ripper, Deathcrawler, Floating Grim Reaper, and the Restless Groom holding the bride head. Floating Grim Reaper, I wonder. So check this guy out. It's a Spirit exclusive, and it looks like it could very well have been like a prototype design for a Jack the Reaper, because, very weak. But, and look, Ghoulies, it was only $50 way back in 2006. I think the cheapest animatronics that we get now from Spirit are like, what, $170, $160, somewhere in that range, and they're very basic. This guy looks like he would roam around, change direction as it bumped into something, and its eyes flashed and lights in its hood shined on the face while it made creepy noises. So for $50, you actually got a pretty decent animatronic way back in the day. But we're not here for the animatronics. We're here to talk about themes. I went back to the wrong page. Okay, so let's go back to that haunted house display, because I clicked back for some reason. My bad, Ghoulies. Let's take a look at some more of the pictures here. All right, so here we have an exterior view. This is a real, not very clear. You can kind of see it right over here in the corner of this picture a little bit. You can see the tower and some of the bottom parts of it, some cobwebs on the tower. You really can't see too much of it from this picture, so let's see if we can find something else. All right, this is the picture I think we saw up in the, this is the one we saw when we scrolled up, that little side view shot. And look, there's that Grim Reaper right there. Okay, here's some of the props that were in it. You have this bleeding corpse. Ew. And the glow-in-the-dark skull. That's pretty wicked looking. Love that. All right, what else? All right, here's here we go. Here's a Haunters display of the haunted house, but you can kind of get a better look at it here. You can see a pretty cool little candelabra right there, and more of the towers, some animatronics, and some creepy cloth hanging around it. It actually looks pretty creepy. I mean, haunted houses for me always win. I'm a huge haunted house fan. I like, as most of the haunters out there enjoy, I also like the more classic kind of, cemetery haunted house, laboratory, those old style of horror themes. There's just something creepy about them. You Ghoulies, if you've never watched any of the old, like the 70s Hammer films, that's some real horror for you right there. I mean, it's not like gory and horrific by today's standards, but I'm talking like, just horrific presence and aesthetics and ambiance. The set designs in Hammer films were just ridiculously awesome, and they're unmatched today. So here's a video. It says Spirit closing seen at 4:47. So I guess they have a video of the display. So let's take a look at this real quick and see what we can see about this video. It said at 4:47. So let us go to 4:47 on the timestamp and see if animatronics and props. Now, what was that dog doing? Any other information on the display? Okay. All right. So that was the haunted house display. Not too many pictures of it. Very basic design. Just a couple of towers, some side boxes, and some creepy cloth and some props. And that was pretty much the way that display looked. So now we're going to go ahead and take a look at the 2007 displays. And it looks like they've got two of them here. We have a castle entrance and a fright zone. So we'll take a look at that. I figured in this video we'll cover 2006, 2007. We'll also take a look at 2008. And then we'll do another series of maybe 3 or 4 themes in the next video. So let's take a look at the castle entrance from 2007. Okay, so this looks like a lot more elaborate design than the basic haunted house. The description here says the castle entrance was one of 2 themes created by Spirit Halloween for the 2007 Halloween season, and one of 4 themes displayed for the 2008 season. It resembled the front of an old stone castle with various props and animatronics sitting in the windows and on the ledges. So they used this in 2007 and 8. Let's take a look here, because what kind of animatronics do we have? We have the animated hanging clown, the dancing clown, kicking legs, mad scientist, rising from the grave grim reaper, Spasm, and talking clown head. Spasm, this is a prop that I have seen becoming a popular kind of a little bit again on the like the Facebook pages and on the Spirit chat rooms and things, and on the Spirit boards. I've seen people looking for Spasm lately, so I'm not sure what the deal is for that coming back all of a sudden. But here's a picture of Spasm, and he actually is very creepy. It was $149. I think the detail on Spasm was really insane, especially in his feet, which I know is a strange thing to look at, but like the detail on the feet were really insane, and in the face, as you can see from the picture here. But yeah, so Spasm was from that setup. So let's go back and take a look at some more of the pictures of... Well, they had a lot of props in this one, too. Look at all these props they had listed hanging that were part of that particular setup of the castle entrance. That's a whole list of them there. Okay, so it was 7 feet length, and the width may vary. Pillars and ledgers can be placed per your own needs. All All right, scroll down here. All right, so here's some photos. So this is the like outside display here. You can kind of see it was kind of going into the store. You can see like the bricks here of the castle entrance. They got cobwebs on it. Looks like there's somebody sitting right there, and all kinds of things decorated out there. So that's cool. Here is an in-store shot. We can see Spasm there, and along with all these other props. Again, they had a huge list of props that they were using inside that castle entrance display, and you can see them all there. Really cool. I'm loving this devil dude right there. He's awesome. Demon Guard, I think. 2007 with Chest Ripper. That's just kind of one of the pillars. And here, let's scroll down to, this is from the 2008 display, but as you saw there, they used the same setup. But you can see both pillars here with some animatronics or props inside the windows. Here is the winged demon from 2008 inside the castle entrance. That actually looks kind of cool. I dig his mouth. The mouth kind of reminds me of Amy from Fright Night when she turns and her mouth gets all big. If you guys have not seen the original Fright Night, I know I've got some of the younger generation of followers that watch us. So if you guys are not familiar with the original Fright Night, you need to watch that. It's much better than the remake. All right, so let's take a look at some other shots here. Okay, here's a really cool picture of the castle entrance here. This one's awesome because you can see it's got the castle pillars. We've got what looks like a zombie baby in the window, and then this cool-looking, grim, ghostly skeleton that was, what's that price there? $29. It must have just been a hanging prop, so that's really cool. Love that picture. Here is another really good picture of the castle. Oh, look, they've got like they got legs sticking out. Oh, I love it. They got legs sticking out here. There's legs everywhere. That's really cool. And here's another display of the castle entrance, which just with some different props in it to kind of give you a different, idea of how you could design it. Although I'm not sure if I understand why the clowns are a part of the castle display. I wouldn't think that castle and clowns go together. Although, hey, that would be equally scary. An entire castle full of clowns. Okay, here is like an overhead shot of the castle's display, which is a really cool picture. So you can kind of see like an entire view of how that sucker looks with all of the different animatronics. And what is this? Looks like a Jason animatronic at Spirit. Oh, man. All right, that's a really cool shot right there. Looks like there's a Michael Myers face right here. And it looks like Jigsaw right there. Oh my gosh, they've got everybody in this picture, you guys. Let's see, they looks like they have a video. Let's take a look at this Wonderful World of Spirit Halloween video that showcases the castle entrance. Excellent. Oh, I love how they have the actor in there getting some good jump scares. I used to work at the Factory of Terror here in Ohio a number of years ago, and there is something really fun about scaring people in the right setting, of course. All right, Ghoulies, so we're going to head back now and take a look at another display from 2007 was the Fright Zone. So we are going to take a look at Fright Zone, see what that was about. Okay, it says here that the Fright Zone was a back display and the first back display theme created by Spirit Halloween of all time, appearing for the 2007 Halloween season. It featured a small graveyard filled with tombstones, spider webs, and moss. A large sign above the display read, Fright Zone. Multiple Try Me buttons were placed on a stand. so that the animatronics could be activated. So it looks like this was the first time that they actually had it where the customers could come in and activate the animatronics. It sounds like before they had just had the animatronics displayed and they weren't actually working, or maybe they were on constant. But it seems as though the Fright Zone was the first time that customers were able to come in and use the Try Me buttons to activate those bad boys. And here's a general picture. It looks like it has Leatherface and Count Vigor animatronics were not intended to be in this theme. Okay, so this is just a random picture. Let's scroll down and see what animatronics were a part of that display. It looks like we had the animated hanging ghoul, face-changing Reaper, Ghost Girl with head, haunted chandelier, illuminated mummy, life-size Jason Voorhees, and rising from the grave Reaper. Well, you know I have to check out this life-size Jason Voorhees real quick, Ghoulies, just because, you know, it's Jason. Now, I will say that in terms of what the Jason animatronics do, I have not ever really been too impressed with them. If you've seen our videos from last season, we saw one at Lowe's that was a Jason Voorhees animatronic. It wasn't all that impressive, and it was very expensive. And I get it. What you're actually paying for is just the fact that you're owning a Jason prop, and that's essentially what you're paying for. But I will tell you, Ghoulies, despite the fact that it doesn't do very much and that it's not the best quality, I still want the Jason animatronic because I gotta have one. But it looks like this life-size Jason Voorhees prop is from 2007, was available in 2008 and 2009, retailed for the upper 200s. And I just kind of want to see what he did real quick. I'm sure they've got a video. Let's scroll down and try and find a video of him real fast. Yeah, here we go. I want to see this video of this Jason Voorhees animatronic real quick. I mean, yeah, you know, just it's not horrible. It's not the greatest, but I still want it. You know, it's pretty cool. I do like the sound effect, and that's pretty much all you really need from a good Jason prop. But anyway, let's get back to taking a look at the theme, because that's what this video is about. All right, so let's scroll down here and take a look at some of the pictures from the, what do we look at? The Fright Zone animatron, or the Fright Zone display. So here's a picture of Fright Zone. It's got some of the, it's not a really good picture. This basically just shows more of the props and animatronics that were in it, not so much the display itself. Here's a shot of the Jason Voorhees animatronic with that mummy that looks pretty cool. You get a little more of the scenery there. You can see the cemetery with the gate and some tombstones in the backdrop, which isn't too bad. Here is a wider shot with some people standing in front of it. You can see the Try Me buttons in front of each of the animatronics, so that's kind of neat. So, like, Fright Zone wasn't really so much as a display as it was a chance to really interact with the animatronics a little more. Here's another shot. You can kind of see the table there a little bit better that had the Try Me buttons for each of the animatronics. And it just featured, you know, some lanterns and a creepy backdrop. It wasn't anything really elaborate. It was, you know, again, the back display. But even the back displays now are way more elaborate. I'm just saying, you know, for the first time, it's pretty cool. In fact, I think I slightly remember seeing this in stores way back in the day. Here is a cool shot of the Fright Zone sign. I really dig that. I'm also liking this ghoul up here with this and these hands coming out. Attention to detail, Ghoulies. Very nice. All right, let's see what else we have here. Here we've got someone's dressed up in a funny, looks like a monkey costume standing in front of the Fright Zone. But yeah, you can see, oh, look, they got like little, was those skeleton pathway markers or something down there? I don't know what they are, but they look pretty cool. So that is the Fright Zone. So that was Spirit Halloween's first back display that featured the Try Me buttons that you were able to actually see the animatronics working. So that's really cool. All right, we're going to head into 2008. This will be the final year that we'll look at for this particular video. And as you can see, there are 4 different displays that they had featured in 2008. Now, we've already looked at the castle entrance because they used that in both 2007 and 8, so we're not going to go back and look at that one again. But we'll start with American Gothic, and they also have the Chop Shop and Dungeon of Horrors. Now, I remember the Chop Shop. I think that's the one that featured all like the little body parts, like were like wrapped in like the steak wraps and everything. I'm not 100% sure. I'm looking at these all for the first time with you. We're doing reactions here, so we're seeing these, going through them for the first time along with you, Ghoulies. So let's take a look at the American Gothic theme. It says here that American Gothic, also known as Ghoul Breeze Hollow, was one of the 4 themes created by Spirit Halloween for the 2008 Halloween season. The theme resembled the front of an old rotting house with a rocking chair on the porch, tombstones in front, and a fence surrounding it. And you can get a really good shot of that right here, Ghoulies. You can see everything that was displayed. This is actually a very nice setup, and from what we've seen so far as we've been going through the pictures, it looks like this is probably their first really elaborate setup display. I mean, they really went all in. This looks like, you have the roof of the house, you've got the poles here, shutters that are broken, windows, you have a couple of old farmers in the front, you got a fence, tombstones, these creepy trees, creepy cloth. I mean, the whole setup looks really cool, guys. And I don't really ever recall ever seeing this theme when I was going to stores way back then, so I'm kind of glad to be able to take a look at it, because it's really cool. Let's see some of the more features about the American Gothic setup. The animatronics, it looks like they only had one. It was Hex. Let's see what Hex was. Oh, that's Hex. Animatronic sold by Spirit resembled a small, kneeling, demonic-looking boy who wore a white shirt and blue overalls. And let's see, what did he do? When activated, the head spun around in 360. Oh, yeah, I kind of remember that, dude. And bone-cracking noises and maniacal laughter. Okay, so that was the main animatronic, or it looks like the only animatronic they had featured in that theme. And I do vaguely recall seeing that animatronic. And it looks like they only had one prop, this haunted scarecrow. Yet in the picture we see this farmer couple. So I don't know what's going on with that. Maybe the trivia will oh wait, here we go. Some more props. Okay, yeah, here we are. The American Gothic zombie farmer and the zombie wife. Now these are really cool. I dig those a lot, Ghoulies. I mean, that looks really cool. Here's a picture of the farmer just kind of by himself with that pitchfork. Love that. Love that a lot. And let's take a look at the wife just because. And she's also real creepy. It looks like you could probably put something in her hands just because of how she's holding them. I don't know, but I like the pair of them together. I'm going to have to track them down somewhere. If you guys know where I could find the American Gothic zombie farmer and wife, let me know. Some of the other props featured a feathered crow with folded wings or with wings out or with wings up. There's also the tombstones, abandoned farm fence, skull and bones tombstone, and the zombie baby. Let's take a look at the trivia and see what kind of fun facts we can find here. It says the theme was inspired by the famous painting titled American Gothic, obviously. It was connected to the Chop Shop. Okay. Let's take a look at some more pictures here. All right, so you can see here, this one's got the fence going all the way around. That's really cool. And that rocking chair, I love that. I love this whole display, Ghoulies. I think this looks really cool and very, very Spirit-esque. All right. Here's another picture. This is the one that we saw. Yeah, just a different picture. This one doesn't have the fence going completely around, though. Let's see what else we have. Yeah, just various other pictures. Here's a good one. This one kind of has like this little walkway in front of it. I like that a lot. And the creepy scarecrow back here. Here's some of the crows with the wings out and everything they were talking about there in the display. The tombstone. And this one's featuring, it looks like hay straw instead of creepy cloth for grass. So like you guys can see how each store, although they all have basically the same stuff, each one kind of does its own thing to make it special and unique, which is why we love Spirit so much, because they're all different in some way. Let's see, what other kind of pictures do we have here? What's this? The Ghoul Breeze Hollow. Oh, yeah, this is the sign. So if you wanted to purchase the setup yourself, you know how they always have the prices listed for each of the items. Looks like the animated Hex animatronic was $150, but you could get these other things for relatively reasonable prices. Of course, it was many eons ago, Ghoulies. And then prices aren't the same anymore. Let's take a look at one final shot here of the Haunted, or the American Gothic setup from Spirit Halloween. I love this sign right here. That's pretty cool too. I really dig the farmer zombies. They win. They're winners. Okay, let's go back and take a look at then the Chop Shop, because this is one that I kind of vaguely remember from way back in the day, was the Chop Shop. It says the Chop Shop, also known as Dr. Delirium's Chop Shop, or the Laboratory, was one of the 4 themes created by Spirit Halloween for the 2008 season. It featured a small lab in a hut with a metallic backdrop, flickering lights, and had a small stand that displayed many organs in jars, along with various torture tools and severed limbs and heads. Yay! Here is the main picture of the Chop Shop, and you can see here, there's the Mad Scientist animatronic, which is one of my favorites. I love the huge head from the Mad Scientist. I don't particularly know why, and like the movement of his like skull cap going up and down is kind of weird, but I also really like it. But here's the Chop Shop. You can see all the various things, like the heads and the tools and the jars and the body parts. A very cool display. I think this is kind of the year 2008 is when Spirit really started getting into these themes, because you can tell just from the difference in 2006 and 7 to the 2008 photos that they really went into creating the themes and having animatronics that vaguely matched what that theme was. Because nowadays we kind of get animatronics that just don't 100% always match the theme. But this is very, a Chop Shop with the Mad Scientist and Laboratory. It's cool. It's cool. Let's take a look at some more here. So here we have a list of animatronics. We have bubbling test tubes, eyeball lab jar, Frankencuted, the Mad Scientist, rattle cleaver head, skull head in lab jar, throbbing heart with sound, and vibrating corpse hanging head. I don't even really recall some of these animatronics. Like, what is the eyeball lab jar? I gotta take a look at that. It's an animatronic, and when activated, the eyeballs would move and bump around the canister as it lit up green and blue with bubbling noises audible in the background. Additionally, the jar could be filled with water for a more realistic appearance. Ghoulies, where has this thing been? Hold on, I gotta see a video of this. Do they have a video of this? Yes, they do. Let's take a look. Now, that is really, really cool, guys. I didn't even know that thing existed. And now I kind of want it, because, like, how cool would that look back here with all my other... I got, like, popcorn and my dead fairy in a jar. I need some bubbling eyeballs in a jar. That's really cool. I'm sorry. Okay, let's go back to the theme. I like the bubbling eyeball. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the pictures here. Well, they had a whole lot of props. Look at that prop list, guys. Bloody arm, bloody foot, barber's razor, facelift. And they had a whole list of props. All right. So the Chop Shop. Here's a couple of pictures. There's the Mad Scientist. He's really cool. You've got a couple of the other props and animatronics back there. There's the eye bubbling jar right there. I think the tools and the like instruments hanging in the background look really cool. Like, check out these knives. That is scary. I would not want to be cut up by that knife. Or any knife, but especially that one. What we got back here? It says no escape right back there. I love that. You've got some heads. This is a really cool theme, guys. And the fog gives it some really good ambiance. I kind of wish that Spirit would kind of go back into putting all that effort into the themes as they did right here. Because this is really awesome, you guys. Love it. Here's kind of like a... Well, I don't even know what's going on there. That's like not finished, or they didn't finish putting it. Maybe it's like a teardown or a setup. I don't know. Here's another good one. This is the one that we've already seen. So here's some close-ups of the undead lab technician and the mad scientist. Oh, these are really cool. Look at his hair hanging around his head. I love it, man. I like I said in the beginning of the video, that I just love these classic looking displays with just, skeletons and body parts in jars. That's very Hammer Films. Just random, just eerie ambiance, you guys. Just eerie ambiance. What else we got? We've seen those. We've seen that. Here's a pretty cool looking... What's this one all about? That's got everybody. Look at these test tubes here. That's neat. This guy in the back, he's cool. I like this. I like this display. Oh, look at like the hooks and the saws, like Texas Chainsaw. Very awesome. And here, there's a picture of their, looks like their price list for Dr. Delirium's Chop Shop. Oh, no, wait. That's not the price list. Hold on. Yeah, it was. What am I doing? That's the price list. So, yeah, the animated Mad Scientist was $250, and everything kind of goes down from there. How much was that, the eyeballs? $25 for the eyeball jar? Ghoulies. That's a missed opportunity right there if there ever was one. All right. Let's go back now and take a look at our final theme for this particular video is the Dungeon of Horrors. And I'm kind of excited to look at this one because, it's dungeons and it's horrors. Says the Dungeon of Horrors was one of the 4 themes created by Spirit Halloween for the 2008 Halloween season. The display resembled a medieval castle with 2 large towers with animatronics within them. Inside the dungeon, there were 4 openings meant to resemble cells where various animatronics would be placed. Here's the one that's got a picture of Hannibal and Jason, it says. Can't really see. Oh, wait, there's Hannibal back here behind the Reaper. I don't see Jason anywhere, but it could be behind here somewhere. This is a little bit blurry, but check out the giant Reaper in the front. He's cool. This doesn't really look too dungeony as far as this picture is. Maybe I gotta see a better picture. Let's look at a better picture of it. Let's see. What animatronics did we have, first of all? We have the Beheaded Bride, the Cauldron Witch, the Chin-Up Zombie, Head-Pulling Zombie, the Life-Size Hannibal Lecter, a Life-Size Jason Voorhees, Toxic Zombie, and the Voice from the Grave. Let's take a look at that Hannibal Lecter real quick. Hannibal Lecter was dressed in a straitjacket, orange pants, and when activated, the waist moved while speaking lines from the film. So basically your standard licensed prop. So let's go back then to the dungeon theme. Take a look at some pictures here. Dungeon. So here's the Jason Voorhees in the dungeon. I guess it does look a little dungeony, but this is an example of what I'm talking about how Spirit sometimes doesn't fit the animatronic to match the theme. Like, why is Jason Voorhees in a dungeon theme? Like, Hannibal Lecter, I get it, because his prison cell was kind of in the dungeon of the federal institution. But like Jason Voorhees, I don't know. What else we have? Like this guy here, the Chin-Up Zombie, he's a cool prop for a dungeon theme. Looks like he's being tied up to something and being tortured like you'd have in a medieval dungeon. Let's see what else. Here's the close-up of Hannibal Lecter. I guess it does kind of look like Anthony Hopkins a little bit. I don't know. But you can see here's the Try Me button. And here's the Silence of the Lambs in the background. It is based from that movie, so I guess it's supposed to resemble him a little bit. I don't see it. What else we have? Here's a cool picture of this Grim Reaper from 2008. I kind of like it. Even though he's in a brownish color, I kind of dig it a little bit. I like the hat. And here's kind of like a whole display shot of everybody. I'm, again, not understanding why Jason, but I guess it does look a little dungeony. It has like the individual cells and the torch lanterns, and yeah, I get it. I feel it. I'm probably liking. Here, let's take a look at this other shot from her. Here's a cool shot. You got the Hannibal Lecter, you've got the Swamp Zombie, the Toxic Zombie. You have everybody here in this sort of torturous looking theme. It's a really cool way to display the animatronics for sure. I just don't understand why Jason's there, that's all. But I think for a 2008's... Oh, here's one with Freddy Krueger in it. Check this out, you guys. Here's a Freddy Krueger prop. Is this an animatronic or a prop? Does it say? It says life-size Freddy Krueger from 2005. Was that an animatronic or just a static prop? Do you know?
It's just an animatronic.
It's an animatronic. Look at that face. That's not bad. That's not bad. What else? What else? What else? Here's a cool picture of the chin-up zombie. Again, this one's kind of like behind a fence or a cage. Looks definitely like it's being tortured. I like it. So there's a couple of shots of the animatronics from 2006 to 2008. I think so far my favorite one that we've seen has got to be, it's either a tie between the American Gothic or the Chop Shop themes so far. I think those were really cool, very elaborate, very detailed, and looks like a lot of time and artistic energy went into creating those themes. So, Ghoulies, make sure that you hit the subscribe button. We are going to continue our series of Spirit Halloween themes. We'll be starting with 2009 in our next video, and we'll do a couple of years in that one and just kind of keep going through it, Ghoulies. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and until next time, we'll catch you later, Ghoulies.